What's up, guys? Free Nachos here, back again with episode 2 of our Black Myth Wukong Let's Play series here on the PlayStation 5. Last episode we were introduced to our protagonist. I don't know if he was mentioned by name, which is basically called the monkey. We had kind of an epic battle with some kind of a god or a demigod, and we were knocked to Earth, and there's some hinting that we've forgotten who we are. We've also heard of 6 relics that are scattered throughout the land that are going to help us basically ascend to potentially godhood. We're still very early. We just got our first ability. So now we have the immobilize spell. And we also know how to refill our health. So if we hit L1, we drink and refill our health. And I went ahead and made some changes. I turned off motion blur, which I think will really help visually. And I also changed the control scheme. Instead of square and triangle as light and heavy attack, I did it R1 and R2 as light and heavy attack. So we're going to go ahead and continue now and see what trouble this little monkey can get into. Self-advance and sparks. So I believe we have 2 sparks. Open the self-advance to awaken talents. Level up to gain sparks and awaken more abilities and spells. Sparks will not be lost upon resurrection. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's take a peek here. Self-advance. Abilities. Seeking guidance from the deities. Better to steer your own path. Chanting scriptures. Better to have abilities in hand. Spells. As vast as the universe, as miniature as a hair, ever changing and unpredictable. So it looks like we can go into one of the 2 categories. So we can either advance a spell or we can advance our abilities. Staff stances. Foundation. Maybe we should go into foundation first. Stamina, martial arts, survival. Okay. This increases the engage distance of light attack starter. Okay. Staff spin. Moving forward while using staff spin initiates mobile spin. Okay, that's pretty sick. Increase your health. Increases stamina. Okay. Stances. Enables sprinting while charging. Performing heavy attack during light attack combo with a focus point consumed allows the Destined One to execute a resolute strike. Okay, so we're called the Destined One. I think that's what I'm going to start. Calling myself. I don't know how to consume a focus point yet, so I'm not going to do that. I think the best thing we could do is just put one into health and one into stamina. I think that's the smartest at this point. And once we learn more about game mechanics, then we can invest into it a little bit more. But I am enjoying myself very much so far. If you missed episode 1, go ahead and check it out. The opening cinematic was really sick. Kind of the opening tutorial section.
So there really is someone.
Just got to get used to I changed it, the light and the heavy now to R1 and R2, so just got to get used to that. But yeah, if you missed episode 1, please go check it out. It's pretty sick. We also fought our first mini-boss as well.
Interrupt my chanting.
Yarn. We don't really seem to have any kind of a map, which can make it a little tricky to go exploring around. Just gonna have to be very vigilant. Path up that way. Something down here. The hell? Did he explode on death? Yeah, he did. So we have a portrait. So I'm finding out that these portraits, kind of like a bestiary or an enemy log. Every time we find a new enemy, it updates kind of that log entry. So I'll show you guys that really quick. It's pretty robust, actually. So we found yarn. By day they patrol the hills, by night they spin their yarn. Such is the life of lesser guais. Their hard-earned yarn can be used to craft armor. Okay. We also found Jade Lotus. Originating from the celestial realms, this divine plant is the god's possession. This can be used to make medicines. Okay. So we did fight a Yao Guai chief at the very end of episode 1. So I'll go ahead and read that. The Bull Guard, which we had heard mention of in earlier log entries. Being the gatekeeper of the mountain was a thankless task indeed. For more than a century, Bullguard stood watch, never once climbing the ranks. Yet, he voiced no grievances, for his devotion to the king was his sole concern, and the king's pills his only desire. We have heard mention of the king's pills. There's some kind of reward that he doles out to his guards. He treasured those pills within a lacquered box of pear wood lined with silk. Each time he partook of them, he performed a ritual, a process of cleansing, rinsing, and offering incense to the universe, thanking it for its gifts. Many a lesser Guai had tasted the king's rewards, but none with such reverence as Bullguard. One day, a curious Guai inquired, "How do you maintain such vigor despite the toils of this job?" With earnest simplicity, Bullguard replied, "It is the king's pill that fuels me. Take more, and you shall be as I am." The Guai confessed, "We've partaken in our share, yet felt nothing. Mayhaps the king's gifts to you are finer?" Bullguard was aghast. "From the same hand we are served, how could there be a mine and a yours?" The Guai, still skeptical, insisted on an exchange of pills. Soon after, the Guai felt no change, while Bullguard remained as robust as ever. Some say a fool's luck, but perhaps it isn't a lack of wit that's compensated with the power drawn from blind devotion. Majestic of height, he looms with might, in heavy armor ready to fight. His eyes a fearsome vacant lot, a sage or fool we know not. Okay, so that's one of the chiefs. And the lessers, Croaky, which we just found. Two frog guais practiced in the marshes. The smaller frog was often bullied, yet the bigger one always stood up for him, and soon they forged a strong friendship. One day, amidst a contest held by Bali Gulang to appoint a serpent among all the frogs, turmoil stirred and rippled through the ranks. Finally, the choice was narrowed down to two, the brawny big frog and the quick-witted small frog. Though the other frogs were discontented, they dared not voice their dissent. The two then were assigned to guard the dwelling of Bali Gulang. On their duty, a valuable amber glass was found broken. Unable to identify the culprit, all the frogs began clamoring for punishment against the two instead. The big frog attempted to reason with them, but got antagonized by their words and soon escalated the argument into a brawl. The frogs interpreted this as his reaction of embarrassment, hence evidence of his guilt. The small frog, meanwhile, remained silent beside them. Seeing this, the big frog chided him for not speaking up in his defense and even began to suspect his smaller companion. Hesitated for a while. The small frog then admitted to breaking the glass. However, the other toads dismissed his confession, arguing that one of them had committed premeditated vandalization, while the other had neglected his duty, and both deserved punishment by death. The small frog grew anxious and could not help but engage in the argument. As their voices grew louder and louder, their bellies inflated larger and larger until some of them finally burst, splattering blood and flesh all over the place, leaving none unsoiled. Jesus. In pools they dwell, forms unrefined, ugly and odd, voices entwined. Bellies swell with a raucous tune, and death they burst in angry boom. Okay, yeah. So yeah, when they die, they explode. We found that out the hard way. Yes, we did. So it looks like when we gather ingredients, we can craft medicines. Aged ginseng. I don't know why he's doing that. I think these R1 and R2 triggers are super sensitive. Like if I even place my finger at all near that R2, he does the attack. Like even just resting my finger on it.
Your face looks familiar.
Some kind of a Buddha. Depending on how I like the control scheme, I may or may not go back to the square and triangle. Okay, so that appears to be the main path. Break the pots. Break the pots. Give me money. Huh. That's cool. Actually not doing too hot on health. Meditate. I think that's going to heal us. Okay, looks like we got a spark, and it did refill some of our health, did not refill our gourd. Okay. Let's keep moving. Into the cave. Oh, incense. I think this is where we can rest. Yeah, we can rest in self-advance. Store. Okay, so we can buy stuff with our will here. We can buy medicines, armor and weapon materials, ingredients. Okay. Let's go ahead and rest.
Hey, wait! You don't think you can just parade in? Do you? It's not that simple. Let me transform you into a golden cicada, so you may follow the fires ahead and scout this mountain unnoticed. Fly!
Yeah, we have heard of transformation in the readings.
It might be humble, but my shrine is very versatile. You'll get it soon.
Well, I guess we're doing this now.
In the depths of Black Wind Mountain, there are secrets galore. The cicada form may help you explore. But
A few
beware,
jars of wine.
this form does not
Wonder
last
if there's
forever.
anything left
Should
inside.
you find yourself lost, just follow my voice.
Lead them
Now,
be.
off you go.
One misstep. Lord leads you.
Okay, so we can scout ahead and we can de-transform whenever we want. Can't gather it. I wonder if we have a limited range on this. This is very interesting.
That white wolf is a tough one. The rest of the pack are worthless.
Yeah, we've heard mention of the white wolf. I really enjoy those journal readings. Okay, so there is a meter on this. Oh shit, that's a big boy. What the hell? I had no clue how to avoid any of that. Maybe we shouldn't have challenged him yet. I was trying to like cast my spell, but I think I'm going to change my control scheme back, guys. So stand by. Okay, we'll work our way to that guy.
With me. Hold the line.
There's a chest up this way. A mushroom to collect.
Drop your treasures and I'll let you pass.
Okay. So 2 sparks and a portrait updated on that guy. Okay. Gold and evil repelling.
Drop your weapon.
Man, there's so much to explore. Around every corner there's something cool to find. Jade Lotus. Okay. So I think what I need to do is start looking at my stamina meter, because there are times when I'm hitting buttons and it's not responding, and it's because I don't have stamina at the moment. But we got him. We got him nonetheless. Let's go ahead and check our journal here. We got a bunch of stuff we can read and look at. So we got the evil repelling medicament. Upon use, considerably increases damage reduction. Okay, so it's up on the D-pad for that. More ingredients: aged ginseng, used to make medicines. Let's take a look at those portraits. Crow Diviner. We just fought. It is said that the crows gathering in temples, having listened to sutras and teaching every day, developed a spiritual nature and could predict fortune and misfortune. Thus, some fortune tellers who call themselves crow diviners like to set up stalls in front of temples using crows to pick fortune sticks for divinations. They always lit sandalwood incense, which symbolizes the temple, at their stalls, and claim that their crows were the spiritually enlightened ones from the temple. One such crow diviner had a crow he had raised from a chick, which could communicate with him using specially made fortune sticks. Every day he sent the crow to various parts of the city to observe people's lives. When clients came to seek fortunes, he would use the fortune sticks to inquire about information from the crows. He mixed this information with his own understanding of human affairs, weaving prophecies that were half true and which often managed to deceive. One day an official came seeking a fortune, offering a large sum of money. The crow diviner told him that his official career would be prosperous and he would reach a high position. Unexpectedly, this official not only failed to get promoted that year, but was demoted instead. Enraged, the official brought his household servants to demand an explanation. The crow diviner used the information gathered by the crows to explain the official had not spent enough money on temple renovation, which magically convinced him. The official deeply believed in his ability to even introduce the crow diviner to his colleagues. Crow diviner amassed a considerable fortune through this, but he knew too many secrets of the officials and feared for his life. He decided to change his career. One day he attempted to drive all the crows away, but they refused to leave. The crow diviner tried various means to get rid of them, but the crows, unable to endure his mistreats any longer, attacked and pecked him to death. Afterward, the crows transformed into human forms, donned the attire of fortune tellers, and continued to sell fortunes around the temple, deceiving people as the crow diviner had done. And then Bandit Chief. Is that the guy that we fought by the box? By the chest? In bygone days, there lived a youth in the town, the son of a martial arts master. His father's fondness for drink led to a foolish act that landed the old man in jail, leaving only the youth and his mother struggling to survive. As their situation grew dire, the young man took on any work to make ends meet. The villagers praised him for caring for his mother, deeming him a dutiful son. In an unlucky year of crop failure, the mother and son set out to seek refuge with relatives. Along the way, a gang of bandits emerged. Eyes fierce, faces scarred, they brandished their blades, demanding nothing but gold. The mother and son, destitute, resorted to begging for mercy, but the bandits showed no mercy and were intent on killing them. The young man, believing their death was imminent, seized a bandit's knife. With a resolute heart, he ended his own mother's life and pledged himself to the bandits. And so he joined their ranks. News of the incident spread, and people condemned him as a coward, truly a cursed son. Years passed. One day, the entire gang of bandits was wiped out, leaving no trace. Some said a hero had come to rid the land of evil and uphold justice. Others claimed a Gwai had emerged in the mountains, bringing a long-delayed reckoning. Debates raged on, but eventually the topic faded from memory. One day, a man covered in blood stumbled down from the mountain, recounting an encounter with a towering bandit, neither human nor Gwai, wielding a massive blade to rob the roads. His face bore an uncanny resemblance to that cursed youth, but he spoke of freeing humanity from its burdens. And the Wolf Archer. Oops. Looks like we can't quite get that yet. But we do have sparks we can spend. Definitely more health and stamina. Coming down towards the end of this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. I'm not sure which button is my little... Oh, maybe L2 is my little spear, my little spin. My little staff spin. Trying to figure out what button that was. Alright, let's keep moving. Gotta use these controls.
Wukong, how dare you interrupt my meditation?
Oh, we got a big boy here. We got a big boy here. Oh, that's the archer. What do you think, guys? Think we get a little bit of trouble before the end of this episode? There's two bosses in this area.
So there really is someone who would dare.
Another spark. So you guys think we should take on this guy again? Let's try it. This guy's gonna be tough. Oh, that same attack killed me again. So kind of a shockwave attack that I do not know how to avoid. Alright guys, well, we're going to go ahead and cut episode 2 there. When we continue, there are 2 mini bosses in this kind of area that we're going to try to see if we can defeat, as we are outside of the forest in Black Myth Wukong. So anyway guys, my name is Free Nachos. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.